Everything you know and everything you've been taught has came from three sources, bro. Either your parents, your teachers, or your fucking boss. Okay? And we know your parents ain't rich, bro. We know the educational system isn't actually set up to fucking help you succeed in this life. And we know your boss is a dumbass because if he wasn't, would he really be living the life he is right now? A lot of you are going through life consistently listening to the wrong people. You're consistently doing things for the wrong reasons. Like everything you've done up until this point of life has most likely been for one of these three people. If it's you've performed well in school because that was for your parents, you want to make them proud, and your teachers are there to hold you accountable, and the only reason you go to work and get work done is because your fucking boss is there. Okay, because you know he's the one that essentially keeps you fucking accountable. And that's exactly why entrepreneurship, that's exactly why this journey of you now sacrificing things in your own life is so hard. Because now you're not doing things for anybody else. Okay? You're not getting in shape for anybody else but for yourself. You're not starting this business for anybody else but yourself. And so now that you understand, nobody's there to keep you accountable except for yourself, it's going to be 10 times harder. Look around, bro. It's 4 in the fucking morning. I'm doing a challenge where I wake up at 4 every day and hit a cold shower. Nobody is here to keep me accountable. I have to keep myself accountable. And that is very hard. Having high levels of discipline is one of the best things that you can obviously work to and have. But how do you do that if nobody is there consistently keeping you accountable? It's that in itself, it's the discipline. So you need to build the discipline. You need to understand now that because you're not doing this for anybody else and you're doing it for yourself, there should be more meaning to it. I had one of the boys in my community, he asked me this question because I wasn't sure what topic to make this video on. And he goes, "Hey bro, can you make a video on how to have meaning behind the shit you're doing?" Because he has a schedule right now and he has tasks he needs to get knocked out. But he says he's only really just knocking the task out for the sake of knocking the task out. And that's exactly what I'm talking about. Guys, up until this point in life, the only reason you guys have been doing things, and I was the same way, is because you wanted to check it off of the box. Like homework or whatever it is, because you didn't actually want to do it. You weren't doing it for yourself. You're literally just doing it to check it off of the box and get it done. Anything. You don't actually want to go to work for 8 hours, but you have to just check it off of the fucking box. But understand now that when you're on this journey of trying to make stuff for yourself, trying to improve yourself, trying to change your own life, build a fucking empire, in simply switching the fucking perspective, it's like, all right, bro, now that I realize I am not doing this for anybody else except myself, and myself is the most important in this entire world. So now you can have meaning behind what you're doing because you know that the way you directly fucking take action on this whatever, on this task, is a direct correlation of how much you're gonna get out of it, bro. They always say the more you put in, the more you get out. As long as you're fucking giving it your all, I promise you it will work. And give it your all because now you're doing it for yourself. Now you're actually testing your fucking self. Like, by far, this was one of the biggest wake-up calls for me 4.5, 5 years ago when I, dropped out of college, like went full-fledged into all of this, was because I remember, bro, from literally the moment I woke up until the moment I went to sleep, I was fucking grinding on my shit. Okay, and it wasn't to check things off of the fucking box. It was because I understood that I needed to get good fast. I needed to get places fast. I wanted to get rich fast as fuck. Like, yes, trust the process and all these things, but like, bro, at its core, reasoning and back then, especially when I didn't think the way in an advanced way as I do now, like I just wanted money quick. I just wanted to develop a skill, learn how to make a fuck ton of money, and do that in the shortest amount of time possible. Right? Why have things take as long as they should? No, I want it now. Right? There needs to be a sense of urgency. And I understood, okay, if I have to get good at this thing, and it's in direct correlation to how much I put in is how much I'm going to get out, then I'm going to put in as much as I can. Because if I only put in half effort, if I only put in like an eighth or a tenth of effort, I'm only going to get an eighth or a tenth or a half-assed worth of work out of it, the output. Okay, and that's why now I've adapted, bro, I've become a cold-blooded fucking killer in the gym, in my business, anything that I work on that's for myself, I will literally fucking dominate it like no other. Because I understand that it's a literal direct correlation to the more work I put in, the more I'm going to get out of it. The more time and the more effort I put into my business, the more that it will show. It will come out. The more I put in at the gym, the more clean that I eat, the more abs that I hit, the heavier weight that I lift, the better I will look. The more I put in, the more I get out. And in simply understanding that, bro, you can go to the gym, you can work on your business just to check off that box. But if you ain't actually putting in the fucking work while you're there, while you're working on the business, you're not going to get out as much. And again, it just full circle, bro. You're not fucking doing this for anybody else. You're doing this for yourself. So why would you want to fuck yourself over? Now, I was just talking to one of my friends literally yesterday. He's one of my old friends, bro. Like, we've known each other pretty much since little, growing up, okay? And he's seen a couple of my videos, he's gotten motivated, and so he started posting online, he's starting to get into the gym, and we were just having a conversation, then there was two big things I picked up on. The first thing is, right off the bat, he said he's probably not going to be able to go to the gym 7 days a week. I called him out on his bullshit. I was like, why not? He's like, oh, well, if this happens, then I'm going to be playing, and I don't know if I can play the games and this and that. I'm like, bro, like, what the fuck do you mean? You can do whatever you put your mind to. You need to understand now that you're doing this for yourself. He's like, well, why do I need to go to the gym if I just want to focus on business? Bro, I promise you, the more progress you make in the gym, the more money you will naturally make, because it's not about just looking good. The gym is not just about looking good. The gym is about developing fucking commitment and discipline and fucking having your body function at its highest fucking level possible. I told him, like, you can have money, but if you're a fucking clown, what's the point of having the money? Have some self-respect, right? But the example I want to get out of, the main topic I wanted to touch on that conversation we had was literally in the fact that he is his biggest enemy. You are going to be your biggest fucking enemy, okay? In the conversation that we were having, I could see, and the way he was speaking and the way his answers were coming out, that he has limiting beliefs. He has doubt in his mind, because that's the only way he's been taught to think his entire life. That's the only way you've been taught to think your entire life, bro. A lot of people think that you need to take the advice of your parents to the core, and I used to be the same way. In my family, culture is huge, right? Like, my family's from Yugoslavia, my mom's Slavic. Bro, like, respect, honor, all these things, yes, are great. But what I want you to do is, if you simply took out the fact of relationship to your family on who's giving you advice, okay? Think about what I just said. If you know, for example, that your dad is giving you advice, okay? Say this in the most respectful way possible. And your dad is not in the position, or your dad is not living the life you would want to live. There's only certain things that you can learn from your dad, okay? Now, take out the fact that that relationship exists. There's only certain things that you can understand and things that he can teach you from his life, because why would you take advice from somebody that's not in the position you want to be? Right? Now, that doesn't mean disregard everything this person says. No, there's still great fucking lessons and life lessons, whatever, to be learned from this person, your dad. okay? But a lot of you are literally, you wonder why there's generational curses and it seems like nobody can break the cycle in your family. It's because literally the generation before you was taught to think the same way, and then they passed that thinking on to the next generation and the next and the next. No wonder nothing's changing, because everybody's thinking the same. You have to think different now. And it's literally an understanding that fact of like, okay, if I'm not going to take advice from people that are not in the position I want to be in, at the most respectful level, why would I take advice from my parents? My parents aren't even in the position I want to be in. Yes, I love them and I'll still listen to them and you know, make them proud or whatever the fuck, and listen to certain things and life lessons and important honor, respect from them. But no, I'm not going to take money advice from them. And same goes for your teacher. The educational system, especially in the United States, it's fucked. You go to school to get a 4-year degree, get $50,000 in debt, and where does it get you? A fucking mediocre ass job. I was just talking to my dad yesterday because we were talking on how I didn't finish the last semester of getting my associate's degree because I dropped out my 3rd semester in a school. And I was like, yeah, but for what? What's the point? And he was telling me, he's like, when you start something, that you finish it, that you don't let off. And I'm like, yes, that is true. But at the same time, like, why would I continue to waste my time any more than I have been? Because essentially the way I thought about it is like, I've already wasted 3 semesters. Why would I waste another just to have this fucking piece of paper? All the business owners in the world, or the most successful business owners in the world in a way, they don't have degrees. They hire people with degrees. Right? And so understanding the educational system and where you've been taught, where you've been spent most of your time growing up in school is also not a great form of fucking life lessons and education as much as you might think it is. They don't teach you about taxes in school. They don't teach you about like actual shit you need to learn in life. I just made a short form video on this. I said, oh, would you look at that? Another fucking day has gone by where I haven't used sine, cosine, tangent, y equals mx plus b, fucking all of this bullshit. I've used all the tools possible. When in real life have I not been able to just pull out my fucking phone and chat fucking hell, GPT, and literally just search up the answer to something real quick, or pull out my fucking calculator, right? And then the third thing is your fucking boss. Like, bro, a lot of you need to understand that your boss is living the same miserable life as everybody else. Do you think he really wants to be there at work or whatever it is instead of being with his family or whatever? And when I say boss, you know what jobs I'm talking about. I'm not talking about some fucking multi-millionaire level boss. No. I'm talking about your fucking average manager. Okay? And so understanding that, bro, literally understanding that you now have to reinvent yourself. And now in reinventing yourself, knowing that you're not reinventing yourself for nobody. You're reinventing yourself for yourself, to change yourself, to change your own life. You're not doing this for everybody. And that's why I think it's so hard to stay committed, because you constantly question in your mind why you're doing things and this and that, and nobody's there to keep you accountable because you've had people keeping you accountable all your life. But now that you're essentially by yourself, right? You're the black sheep in the crowd. There's nobody else with you, and so it becomes very difficult. But at the same time, like, you should, like, a lot of you are always looking for the easy work. Why does it need to be easy? It being hard is what makes it worth it, and all these things. And like, personally, you know, when I was broke and all this shit and I'm struggling, like, the only thing I can do is focus more on getting better and working and putting everything together, because I understand that I'm fucked and that there's people out here with millions and millions and millions and billions and trillions of dollars while I'm over here broke as fuck, right? Like, how can you sleep? How can you function, go about your day in knowing that your life is fucked while somebody else is the same age, if not younger than you, has 10 times more money than you, he's stupider than you are, or sorry, stupider is not a word. He is not as knowledgeable as you are. You have a higher IQ than this individual, and somehow he's made it work. He is somewhere in the world living your dream life, all because he's put in the work. He's mastered discipline. He's changed everything about himself. That pisses me off, and that pissed me off 4.5, 5 years ago. Because I used to see dudes making so much fucking money in Miami, in Dubai, all over the world, driving Lambos. And I could literally just tell when they would speak on camera, or I could tell in their content, in their hours of YouTube videos that I watched, that they're fucking retards. And I got pissed, bro. I was like, if I know this dumbass can do it, then I can do it. And it should be the same way for you. If I can do it, you can do it. If he can do it, you can do it. We all bleed the same fucking blood. And that's literally one of the first things that fired off in my head. Like, literally, I remember that day to this day. I was like, oh, dude, if this guy can do it, I can do it. Why? This guy's not fucking better than me. I'm 10 times better than this guy. Right? And so understanding, bro, like everything you've been taught up until this day, you have to rethink. You have to think to yourself, okay, why do I think the way I think right now? Why do I think the way I think about certain subjects? Question everything. Literally question everything. And take a step back and stop trying to justify yourself in the good and in the bad. Take it from a state of equilibrium and be like, okay, this is what's actually going on. I'm not biased toward the left and toward the right, even though that's going to be very hard to do. You need to take a step back, become more self-aware, and have a greater understanding for what the fuck you're doing, why you're doing it, and why you currently think the way about everything that you do think. Think about, where have I been taught this? Okay? So boys, hopefully you enjoyed this video. If you want to change your fucking life in the next 90 days, you can apply to work with me directly one-on-one. Okay, it's the first link in the description. If you want to join my free community, where I literally pour tons of fucking free value in there. I just dropped a $7,000 worth of information in my free community that I personally paid $7,000 of my own money for, and I'm giving it to you guys for free. The community is only going to be free until August 31st, until I'm done waking up at 4 in the morning for the next, we're on day 6 right now, and it's 33 days. So I think you got 18 more days, bro. No, what the fuck did I just say, bro? Look, it's so early I can't even think. Maybe I should have paid attention in math class. We got 27 more days left, boys. So join the community while it's still free. Tons of free value in there. I also got like a bunch of workout stuff. I'm working on a cold stone killer mentality program right now. I'm still figuring out the best way to structure it, to put it all together, but that's going to be coming in there very fucking soon, because I think the biggest problem a lot of you are facing is that your mentality is bitch mentality. You're your biggest enemy, and so if you can become a conqueror in here, bro, you'll be able to conquer anything. With that being said, boys, I love each and every single one of you. Get to fucking work, man.